Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Today is going to be a morning stream. Morning today, since it's Tuesday. Hey, Skeleseller. The goal is to get challenge mode playable this week. Every time Adam has tried it, it's been more and more fun. There are also more things to work on. Monka S. Yoinked. Hey, Kevin. Oh, man. Yeah. Hey, Ways to Code. Welcome in. Skeleseller's up early. Skeleseller has eyes like a hawk, and ears like a hawk, and a face like a human. Okay, so challenge mode, you just bump down to here. Respond to this. I think I did. Yeah, this is Plum Yeti's thing. Okay. We are getting through the to-do list. So today is pretty simple. It's going to be morning coding, mostly for the stuff we talked about yesterday, and then afternoon coding, mostly about the stuff we talked about yesterday. Except for the afternoon just won't be on the stream. So I'm going to try to tackle this stuff and probably all the way down to... I want to get this stuff done today, if I can. And that leaves us with... Oh my God. Okay. Well, a lot. But we could maybe skip this in the middle. Yeah, we can probably skip this. And balance I've been doing. So actually this might be done too. This might be done. Yeah, we got some work. Hawk ears. Yeah, I don't think hawks are known for their ears. But yeah, they're very, very tiny. Reminds me of that Office segment where Michael Scott is like talking about combined animals. It's just so funny to me because it probably came out of improv completely. All right, customer logic is a problem. I shouldn't have 6 customers and have difficulty selling. Probably just turn off desires entirely or only have 1 to 2 customers ever desire them. Yeah, let's start with that. I like that. Seek specific item. All right, where do we have... We have some like num customers thing. Here it is. Well, this is the choose item part of this. I'm guessing we can only even enter this state if we only have so many customers in it already. Yeah, consider buying. Can seek specific item. Okay, this is exactly what I want. Returns false if you already have too many customers seeking a specific item. That way you don't get stuck with all the customers seeking specific items. Seeking items that you don't have. Well, it's really that you aren't getting. But yeah, I guess don't have. That's fine. Stuck is in quotes because customers will eventually leave town. This isn't just for idle players. Sometimes it's nice to not micromanage your town. Yeah, so in challenge mode, I think we just turn this off a bit. So you are allowed to seek an item if the number of items currently seeking, or number of customers currently seeking them, is less than the max minus 1. So you always have to have at least 1 customer that wants everything. First of all, I think we should lower this to... actually, should we? I don't know. But in challenge mode, I think we make this even lower. If town.gameplay mode.is challenge mode, then return that the number of customers seeking specific items is less than or equal to 2. So there we go. In challenge mode, you have so much to focus on that you probably won't pay too much attention to customer desires. So we only allow 2 customers to seek a specific item. I'll just say a few, a small number. I don't want to have to keep the comment in sync with the code by writing 2. So yeah. But this is not going to be clear. Like, why do we do this in challenge mode? So I think we need to comment for that. Hey, Macrono, welcome back. I think this is the first chat message you've sent since a while ago. And yeah, just welcome back. I'm happy to talk about things if you'd like. And if not, that's totally fine. Or we can DM about it. Okay. So I think we're going to keep this as is. Do we have an easy way of testing this? I guess we can change max customers to be like 200. Hopefully this doesn't break things. It's gonna spawn in like 1 million customers pretty soon, right? They should all just keep swarming out of here. Yeah, that's 4 because I forgot that I modified the wrong level. Wait, why 4 though? Hold on a second. Something doesn't make any sense. Why did we get 4 out of here? Did I make a different max customers perk? I am so confused. Cumulative customer increase per level plus starting max num customers. This doesn't sound right. I don't know what I messed up. I set the I literally set this for. Okay, never mind. I understand. This is actually level 0. Okay, so this needed to be set to 200, which is probably gonna like lag everything. Well, maybe not. 200 is probably not a high enough number to lag everything. All right, so now they should start streaming out of here. Yeah, no. Okay, that's it. I'm done with this. I don't know what's going on there. I'm just gonna set this to 100. Yeah, I'd be incredibly surprised if this didn't work, because this should be getting added to whatever we had. There we go. Okay, so now all we have to do is start a battle here and win it and get at least a couple of different items, I think. And then put those in our shops and then wait around. So put that there, and that there. Okay, now we speed this up and actually turn off the battle. And the only, yep, there's one customer desire right there. So, and there's another one. And that's it. There should never be another one. There is, though. Okay, I see. Because we said less than or equal to 2, which means that when there were 2, you could still find a third one. And I wanted it to only be 2. So I think I want to lower that to 1 then. Oh, wait a second, which means this is broken, right? Yeah, I'll write this here. Note the number of current customers we compare against. Nah. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, I'll write this here. I think it's still fine. Okay, I'm happy with this. Let's go check that in. Make fewer customers desire items in challenge mode. Exactly 2 can desire items at any given time. This is so that more customers will buy things. The other thing too is if I'm about to go change customer behavior so that more buy them anyway, then customer desires probably won't get fulfilled, which could be an issue. All right, so how does customer wander work? Time until next buy check is half a second. So every half a second, they have a chance that they want to buy something. We should probably just start this higher up than it is. Buy chance. It can potentially go to 20%. And then if percent chance, consider buying. And then add 1. Okay, so I think we do want to change this. Town equals this. If is challenge mode. So we need this thing imported, this thing imported. We'll say by chance equals 0.5. That's probably way too much. It's 10 times what it was originally. But let's go check this out. Let's see what happens. I want a very stark difference just to understand what's going on here. And we're going to play the tiniest bit of challenge mode here just to see, is it noticeable that customers are buying more items? So first, let's go into industry, so I don't need to move them myself. And then let's send a character into battle. and hire another character and send them into battle. And then we have to wait a little bit. We need items. I'm not going to do anything else here other than just stock the shops and see how often they buy stuff. That customer wanted an item right off the bat. I think they'll tip like 2 gold for it. Or maybe 1 gold. I'm not totally sure. 12 gold. Okay. That's right. Yeah, wow. Okay, so now just 1 customer is going and buying a lot of stuff. This one's still been wandering around. That one just went and bought something. They're not buying another thing. Okay, yeah. They're buying a little too much now, I think. Because one person just buys out a whole shop, basically. Actually, hiring the mushroom character doesn't do anything because it can't win a battle. We probably need to fix that too. Yeah, they're just buying non-stop items now. So what we could do is we could lower the number of customers in town, but I think what we should do is lower this. I think setting it to 5% and then setting it to 50% is too big a jump. So maybe 15%, and then we just keep an eye on it. It's gonna be a little too hard to play test that entire thing. Because how does this work exactly? We go into the consider buying thing. Consider buying says that if you're at a shop, handle that you're at the shop, which means to choose a shop to buy from, which if you haven't chosen a shop yet is going to be the one, any of them that have an item. If you have chosen a shop, they can pick the closest shop. Interesting. And if you're not at a shop, it will handle not at shop, which is that you have a chance to wander, a chance to seek a specific item. Otherwise, you just go to a shop. And this is what, any random shop? Yeah. All right. So yeah, that's the big difference here. Is where is that code? When I set this to 50%, it meant that right after buying an item, there was more or less a 50% chance, not exactly because there are other factors, but more or less a 50% chance that they would just buy another item right afterward. So it's still running this. As soon as someone comes and buys a potion, I guess we're going to see this happen. So there's a, yeah, that person has a 50% chance of buying another one. There, yep, they're going and buying another one. That person had a 50% chance, they went and bought another one. This is buying yet a third one. So we just like breeze through all of our potions. So yeah, let's try just this and see what happens. Increase buy chance in challenge mode. The base chance is 5%. Oh, it's even more than that. If you just bought an item, it would be higher. So the base chance to buy is 5% in regular mode. But in challenge mode, everything is on a faster time scale. So we increase the chance to 15%. If someone has just made a purchase, this means there's roughly a 30% chance that they'll buy again from the same shop. This should drastically speed up the early game. I mean, we can already see that it's drastically sped up the early game. In 4 minutes of me just kind of not doing anything, we hired 2 adventurers, which would have cost 75. And then oh, I guess we could just look at this. Yeah, we got 141 gold. Yeah. So this will change the balance a bit, but not so extremely because I didn't set it to 50%. All right, next up is this one. I feel too powerful. I went to the waterways with just 3 characters after 13 minutes. I think we should tone down the battle perks. All the perks should grow more slowly and should not be granting such high values at first. Yeah, hey Darkstorm. Hey, nice music. I commented on it. I think it was more than I thought because I've heard people say, "Oh, I put down random notes," and it usually sounds terrible. And yours does not sound terrible. So, you should give yourself some credit. And if you find it fun, I mean, that's something that you can sink some time into. All right, what am I looking for here? I guess Fortitude perk? Yeah, I want everything in this folder. So this one, this, whoops, not that. God, it's so hard to click. Can you filter this? No. Okay, because I just want to click the C# files here. And I wanted to do it in a way that wouldn't involve me clicking 10 times, but it's not that long. Okay, there's everything. Now where is this one? Okay, so did this match 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? And if we go to battle perk ID, we have 9. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so let's take a look. We can close the game first of all, and then we can write this program. Hey, Rixa. I was expecting my things to not look or sound good. I think that it's a very common thing, and I think it's a very limiting thing, because if you expect things to not be well received, then you're less likely to do them. But like, everyone had to start somewhere. I think my mentality has changed over the years to be something like this. To be good at something, it takes a lot of experience. And this isn't me saying I'm coming up with a novel saying or something like that. It's just, you look at authors, how many books do they produce before they sort of caught on? You look at game developers, how many games have they made over their careers? You look at musicians and think, how many songs did they write? And then at some point you start writing good stuff, or you start making good stuff, and then people don't know all the bad stuff that you might have made. So yeah, again, imagine you're an author. It's like, how many famous authors have written at least like 20 bad books? Probably a bunch. I don't actually know the stats. But it's like, they didn't just start cranking out masterpiece after masterpiece. Also why I'm stalling the game too. Yeah, and I think it can kind of go either way. Like, let's say you shared your game with people and they said like, okay, this isn't as fun as it can be. You could take the same approach that we did with Skeleseller and be like, all right, well, how do we improve it and keep working on it? Or you could be like, all right, well, I learned a valuable lesson. This is not salvageable. Let's move on to the next game. And the next game has just that much of a chance of being better. So I think it's this like ever upward mentality that I think helps. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to open up this, which, whoops, that's not what I meant to do. That's not even a thing. I finally got there. Wait, this doesn't exist? Main.js? Whoops. What? Did I just call it main? Hold on a second. Where? Oh, I'm in the wrong folder. Oh, the tab name is called temp, but the folder isn't in temp. Okay, that was confusing. Yeah, there we go. So here is our way of figuring out how much this thing offers in a given time. And I forgot exactly how Fortitude works. I think 500 points is 100% damage reduction. So that means that 5 points is 1%. So we're starting at a 1% damage reduction and going up to a 2% damage reduction. And if you got, let's say, 10 of those perks, it wouldn't be too bad. So yeah, I think we just divide this number by, let's say, like 4. So now if you end up with 30 perks, you're going to go up to a 3% damage reduction being offered. You know, let's even just divide by 5. All right. All right, haste is next. Haste is just a straight up percentage. So like 8% up to 15%. And we say plus num perks divided by 3. So once you are at 30 perks, you will be 8% up to 25%. I think that's huge. I think that's too big. So let's also divide by 5 here maybe. But let's throw them a bone and add plus num perks divided by 6 here. Yeah, so if we want to see what this is, it's 8. Oh, let's just do this. So it's 8 plus this divided by 6 and 15 plus this divided by 5. And now if we run this program, we'll see exactly what the range is. In fact, I don't know why I wrote it this way. When you have num perks, it's plus this to this value. Yeah. Let's change it to this and this. Okay, that prints a little bit better. All right, so let's also have this run all the way up to 50. How many lines can we see on the screen? Not that many. It's what, like, let's just say 40 then. Yeah, even this doesn't really show up because we can't see the top, but that's okay. So yeah, when you've got about 30 perks, it's 13 to 21% haste. Like, is that too crazy? Because I do want there to be a difference. Yeah, I think that's probably fine. Okay, so let's keep going. Healing received. Healing received is always 8 to 15%. It doesn't change at all. We should probably have it change. I mean, if nothing else, let's do like this divided by, oh wait, we don't get num perks there. Num perks divided by 8. So now it's 8, 12, 8. So 8, 12, 8. What does this growth progression look like? Oh, that's 15. Wait, I messed that up. 12 plus 8. Oh, this is 0. Okay. Yeah, my bad. So 8 is always a lower number. After getting 30 perks, it can now go up to 15%. I think it can go a little bit higher than that or faster than that. Maybe like that. So now after 21 perks, it gets to what we used to have it at. I don't think 12% healing received is all that interesting. Like, you might take this sometimes because the other perks are good. Oh man, my finger is hurting for some reason. That's not good. Okay. I don't know what happened. I'm going to try not to do whatever I just did. All right, well, I don't know. I guess these numbers are as good as any other numbers I would have had here. So let's just start with that. Next up is health. Health is 10 plus this divided by 2, 20 plus 1. Okay, so 10 plus this divided by 2, 20 plus this divided by 1. All right, such that when you get 30 perks, it's offering you like 50 life at a time. That might actually be kind of expected. Maybe there's no problem with this, but it does seem like quite a lot. So let's lower it a bit. How about let's start it at 5 and 10 and do 3 and 2. So 5, 3, 10, 2. 5, 3, 10, 2. All right, what's that now? So now at the beginning, you get plus 5 to 10 life. It slowly rises. After 10 perks, you're getting 8 to 15 life. After 20 perks, you're getting 11 to 20 life. Let's see. Let's see where that gets us. I might be making this too difficult now. Lifesteal is just always 3 to 6%. The reason why we don't scale this one up is because your damage naturally scales up. So you're going to be stealing more life if you had 5% chosen regardless. So I don't think we need to scale this one up. But 3 to 6 is, it's inclusive. So you can only generate 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we divide by 100. So there's no way to generate 3.5%, for example. And I think that's okay. We could change it so that we do allow for fractions of a percentage, but I don't think that's needed. So maybe this one's fine. I'm not sure lifesteal is a major problem anyway. Now let's leave that as is. Next up is power, which is 2, 2, 4, 1. All right, so 2, 2, 4, 1. This is the power progression. You get 2 to 4 at first. You start getting like 2 to 5, 3 to 6, so on and so forth. After just 6 perks, you're already generating 5 to 10. I feel like that's an issue. I think we need to tone this down too. So maybe let's divide by 4 here and divide by 3. And then close out of these things. So 2, 4, 4, 3. All right, that's probably much better. 4 to 7. So toward the end of the game, you're getting like plus 10 power. Yeah, okay, let's try that. Skills are a little bit more difficult because we don't generate different skill amounts. So it's, how do we do this? We have battle perk ID. We give you power, haste, Lifesteal, Thorns, Skills. 5 different skills. And we give you 2 of those perks each. So there's a 40% chance to get a new skill. I think that's okay. I think let's just leave that as is. And then the final one of these is Thorns, which it looks like we already kind of modified. But then I remember some of my character. Oh, wait. Oh, no, there's also Dodge. Dodge is a flat percentage, though. I think we can leave that as is. Thorns, I'm not so sure about. So this is 2, 4, 5, 3. 2, 4, 5, 3. So at 30 perks, you're getting like 9 to 15. You know what? This one's maybe fine. Okay. So we modified a few of these down. Instead of giving 5 to 10 plus num perks, it's now 5 to 10 plus num perks divided by 5. So this does not grow nearly as rapidly. Which means after you've chosen a bunch of perks, you're maybe getting like 3% damage reduction. And maybe we want to make this a little bit nicer and do like divided by 4. Let's start with that. And yeah, the rest of this stuff, like we drastically cut into the power progression here. Okay, so reduce overall power in challenge mode. Battle perks were giving quite a lot of stats, such that you could take on locations without spending too long leveling up. This should lower the stat gains for the most impactful ones. Yeah, we won't know if that's actually decent though until we play test. So that's fine. Got to fix the bugs where you can start multiple fights against a boss at once. This is not super important right now, and I'm not even sure what we should do about it. So the bug is this. You should only be able to start one battle. Well, you should only... All right, let me just write what the repro is. So it's like start battle A against a boss you've never beaten before. And then before that's done, start battle B against a boss you've never beaten before. And then both can result in wins, which would both give valuable items. So option 1 is prevent multiple battles from going at once against a boss. Option 2 would be prevent multiple rewards if you happen to win multiple battles. Option 3, just allow this anyway. I think this is a dumb option. It's sort of hidden and not really intentional. And so I think those are the only things we can realistically do. Is there anything else? I guess like 2A would be just don't drop anything from the second battle. And 2B would be eject adventurers from the second battle when the first one is won. I think that most apparent from a player perspective would probably be this, but there's a lot we'd have to do for that. We'd have to show you in the UI you can't have multiple adventurers fighting against a boss at the same time. So I think we'll go with option 2. And yeah, I think the most straightforward thing is 2A. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what we do. Also, hang on 1 second here. Let me make sure. Okay. We just shouldn't drop anything from subsequent battles at the same level that you've already beaten. Okay, so now the question is, how hard will it be to code this? Because we have a way of checking your highest level boss beaten, highest elite level defeated. Here it is. But this needs to be consulted when we generate loot for the instance. Alternatively, no, let's not think about that. Let's go into instance.cs. I think we have a generate loot. Yeah, here it is. Generate drops. Just takes in a town and an ID. All right, so something needs to know here. We don't ever get the instance map, do we? We do. Well, well, well. Well, 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 well. So I think we can just use that. But what does it mean to not generate any loot? Does this get set to something? It doesn't. It would just be null, which I think is going to cause something to break. So maybe... Don't we get the level in here somewhere? Level is stored in the battle system. We don't store it in this? No, we don't. Oh boy. All right. Is it public? Battle system level? It is public. Okie dokie. So if battle system dot level is greater than or equal to, how would that even work? No, is less than the level that you've already beaten. There might be an off by 1 here. I got to think about this. Then generate nothing. Otherwise, generate actual loot. All right, let's try this. Let's just put a breakpoint here because I don't know what this number is supposed to be. Yeah, I think this is correct though. Okay, so this should be trivially easy to test. We need to turn on invincibility. We need to hire adventurers. We need to put 2 in a battle against the boss. And then we have one of them win. So I click this one. This is 0, I hope. It's 1. Okay, then this needs to be less than or equal to. I didn't realize level 1 is what they start at. I thought they started at level 0. Where do we do that? Level equals 1. Yeah. Okay, then we add 1. Okay, so it's a 1 index level. That's fine. So then this needs to be less than or equal to. Let's ignore that for a second though. And oh wait, if I turn that off. Yeah. So ignore that for a second. Just click the plus button here. And then win this battle. And now level is still gonna be 1, but now this should be what, also 1? Yeah. So we need, if it's less than or equal to this, then don't make any loot. Now let's go try it. Alternatively, we could give you loot from like the previous location. I think that'd be confusing. I think it'd be confusing no matter what. All right, let's try again. So we started a few battles against this. And then we win this one. This gives us a potion. We win this one. This gives us nothing. We win this one. This gives us nothing. Cool. That's it. Yeah. So bool did take on new level equals this. This is going to be the opposite. So greater than this. So did take on new level. Well, let's write it like this, I suppose. Why does that not work? Semicolon expected. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait a second. This is only if it's an elite instance, though. Oh, I messed this up then, didn't I? So I guess we want to do this. I guess we just change it back to what it used to be then. Yeah. If it's elite, then we do this. Should generate loot equals true. And if did take on new level, so should generate loot. There, easy. Okay. Now this is should generate loot or the other stuff. Great. All right, now what am I missing here? Semicolon is expected. Curly brace is expected. Okay, I think this should work. Let's read it again. So we just say by default you should generate loot, but if it's an elite place you just fought, then we should only generate loot if the level you beat is greater than the level you've already beaten before. And then if you should generate loot, generate it. If not, just make an empty loot object. Okay, so I should write why this is here. You can start multiple elite battles at the same time, but only the first one that you win should actually generate loot. That way you don't exploit the valuable loot drops. Yeah. All right, let's test it one more time. Except for this time, we should probably always also test with non-elite locations. Not that I think I messed up that code, but just because it's for completeness' sake. All right, so let's start a couple battles. Done. So we win, we get Ogre Blood. We win here, we don't get anything. And if we win over here, so let's make you go there and make you go there. We win, we get some items. We win, we get some items. Yeah, nice. It's working. Okay, so prevent. Oh, you know what? This is on the list somewhere over here. It might be hard to find, though. No, maybe it's in this. Implement this stuff, add fun events. Possible to auto-repeat a boss without the perk. Auto-repeat without the perk. This is the thing that Windy found, right? Yeah, no, this is different. Prevent fighting a boss multiple times for the first time. This one. So you haven't fought the dragon yet. Nothing stops you from opening 3 battle windows, and you could theoretically win all 3 if you leveled up a ton. I think the easiest way is just close any battle windows. Yeah. All right, so update. I decided to fix this by having subsequent battles not drop loot. This is more of a problem in challenge mode than the main game mode, which we didn't even know challenge mode was going to exist back on June 2nd, or at least not like this. So now what we can do is we can say prevent getting boss loot multiple times fixes that issue. This only, you now need to fight a higher level elite than you did before in order to get loot. All right, nice. Next up, maybe getting buildings directly isn't a good idea and they should be part of the town perk offerings. I think this is a worse idea. All of the buildings are useful. And it's just a question of when you get them. Yeah, I'm just going to delete this. Lower the money objective. Let's go figure that out. Where is that? I'll just search for 50,000. Yeah. Target money earned. Let's set it to 5,000. Done. Lower money objective for challenge mode. I changed it from 5,000, or whoops, 50,000 to 5,000. We'll probably have to keep adjusting this. I think it's okay if it's a little bit too low. If it's way too low, like let's say we set it to 5, you can get that in like 10 seconds. That'd be a problem. Are you using Mac? Yeah, I'm using Mac. I think I have a, yeah, a command. Not that that's what you asked, but yeah, I'm using Mac. I hate ale. Okay. Automating the farm will probably be very important. Yeah, I wrote this down. This is just an idle observation. Maybe we should just write this as idle observations. Yeah, because I don't think it's very fun gameplay to have to click all the crops every time you're in challenge mode. But we'll keep an eye on that. Do you think Linux would be a good choice to improve efficiency in coding? I don't think it matters personally. So my own take is I've coded and streamed from Windows for like, I don't know, 5 years or something like that. And then I switched to Mac. On both platforms, my browser is Chrome. My IDE is VS Code. My terminal is just some tabbed terminal. My shell does change. It's like no shell. Well, not no shell, but like I guess CMD on Windows versus Z shell on Mac. Although this didn't have to be the case. I could have used the same one on both. And whatever other programs I use, it's like something for handling screenshots, such that almost everything I do is practically the same. Like the keyboard shortcuts in VS Code are going to be the same, other than, you know, they use command instead of control for some of these. Chrome is just the same program, basically. Again, some keyboard shortcuts are a little different, but it's like you're still browsing the same way. The address bar works the same way. Any websites you load are obviously going to be the same. Like Google doesn't change based on whether you're on Windows or Mac. So is there really a big difference between coding on these two platforms? Not really if you're using most of the same programs. Now, there are some programs that don't exist on a certain OS, in which case, yeah, you find an alternative. So as I mentioned earlier, like I'm taking screenshots like this, and then I'm annotating them by, you know, drawing rectangles or arrows or something. I used a program for this on Windows as well. There were different hotkeys and slightly different features, but it's the same workflow. So on Linux, would you feel like things are drastically different? It all depends on how you were using your computer to begin with. So there is the Windows Linux subsystem on Windows, in which case you can just use Linux directly, pretty much, or at least a Linux-like interface. So yeah, I don't think you should look at it as will it improve my efficiency. Now, if you are trying to do something specific to Linux, for example, making Linux, like, then yeah, you'd probably need to use Linux, because otherwise, how would you know what you're making? But yeah, for most things, I don't think it matters. Why did I switch to Mac? I've got the Y Mac command that kind of goes into it. It's not a super compelling set of reasons. Also, hey Devil Dog and hey Banana. You're going to use Windows. I think you need to use WSL so you don't have to deal with compatibility issues. Yeah, I didn't like the ergonomics of WSL. I didn't like this idea that like I'm storing things in a different part of my file system, or that I'm navigating to them differently. But I tried it years and years ago, and maybe it's more ergonomic now. Or maybe these are things that you're just like, well, I have to do it, so I'm going to do it that way. All right, we should have a town perk that offers another worker. You just don't really get enough through normal play. Adventurers can count, though. I have this written down already to the point where I'm not sure I want to do it right this second. I do find that this is helpful. And I wonder what it would be if I added this. But this would not correspond to a player ability, which would be very different. Maybe we make an extra workers perk. Make an extra workers perk. And it only has like 3 levels, let's say. And it's just like this. When you don't have it, you're at 0 extra workers, and then you go up to 1 and then 2 and then 3. I think that's reasonable, but I don't think we need to do that right now. Because what are the odds it actually impacts a run just yet? So yeah, let's write this in the design section. Specific ideas. I think we have it here somewhere. Workers. Grant a new worker. Even if the tavern is in the game and offers them, this may still be interesting. This would probably still be desirable. So call it extra workers. Make it only exist for challenge mode. Or we could call it cloning. Or cloning. To reuse the icon from before. Make it only exist for challenge mode, and make it only have 3 levels with 1 worker per level. Yeah. Once I switch to Mac as my daily driver, my life has been great because of the ecosystem. Yeah, I think things have generally been pretty smooth. There are some things that still bother me endlessly. Like, one thing, I just cannot get used to Finder. I don't know what it is, but like, whenever I make a new folder, it's unclear where I'm even making it. Like I expand this and then I press Command Shift N, and it made it at the bottom of the parent. Like, how are you supposed to make a new folder using the keyboard in this? I need to like press Command down to enter it and then make a new folder, and it's like, that's not clear to me. And same thing, even just entering or leaving folders, it's like Command down to enter and Command up to leave. But on Windows, you just press Enter, so you didn't need to hold a modifier key. And using modifier keys alongside going to different files is annoying to me. I don't like Finder. The other thing that drives me nuts, just nuts about Finder, is there's a back button here. Clicking it does what you want it to do. My mouse has a back button, but it won't work because it's not an Apple Magic Mouse. So I need some third-party thing just to get this button to do what my mouse can already do. Like, why didn't they do that? Why can't they support my third-party hardware? It's just so frustrating for no reason. It's like the browser works that way. If I go to whatever, Wikipedia, I type in cats, and then I click another thing, this, and then I press the back key on my mouse. I went back to the cat page. It just drives me nuts. So yeah, in general, I'd say it's been smooth, but then there are little things like that every once in a while where I'm just like, this decision makes no sense. The other thing is home and end keys in general. They're just messed up. Like when I use them in OneNote, it goes all the way to the top of the document. So you need to bind it to like Control E or something like that. I don't remember. And then some programs allow you to use this, but some let you use home and end. Some more than yeah, I know. It was more of a rhetorical question. Like I get why they're not doing it. Plus, if it doesn't work perfectly, maybe they're like it's not worth doing at all. Hey, Polko. But it's frustrating. And then the final thing that I can think of off the top of my head, at least, this is very minor, and most people think this is a bug to begin with. But I like this feature on Windows. If you drag a scroll bar and then you go perpendicular to the scroll direction, so I go inward, it'll snap back to where the scroll bar came from. So let's say you're looking at this and you're like, oh, loot, I wrote about that up here. And you scroll up and you read where you wrote about it. And then you want to go back to where you were. Too bad on Mac. You can't do that. So you have to go back and scroll to where you started, which you're like, oh, okay, there I am. But if I didn't highlight that text first, it wouldn't be easy to tell. I think that VS Code works that way. No, it doesn't. Okay, never mind. I thought they coded this. Yeah. So Windows works that way, but nobody actually uses that functionality from everyone I've talked to. They're always like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. Or, oh, I thought that was a bug. All right, so we've written this down. I don't think this is worth doing right now. I'll just delete this. Saving this for later when I work on perks. Make the warehouse upgrade by 8 at a time instead of 4. I do think this is good to do. However, I don't think we can easily do this without making a whole new perk. Oh, wait, we only have the one perk. Oh, what's it called? Warehouse storage? Ah. Yeah, interesting. Hey, Campbell Soup. Nice walk, kid. It's crazy how many things can happen on Windows, and I just tune them out instead of thinking about why they're useful. Well, that one's probably kind of a niche piece of functionality. How's the game going? It's going well. We've been working on challenge mode for a while. So if you haven't seen the stream in a while, I'll try to sum this up pretty quickly. Let me start the game. Okay, so what we've been working on before about a week ago had been the main mode. You click new game, you start, you build up your town, you actually are just picking things. So like if I want to build this, I can build this. And then if I want to upgrade certain things, I can buy the particular upgrade. So like I want this one, I click this one, I have it. That's regular mode. You will eventually work your way through the whole map. You'll beat all the bosses, you'll cover the minimal storyline that exists, and you'll be done. And what you'll get is challenge mode. And challenge mode all of a sudden starts with a choice. You don't even have this in the main mode, but you could pick whether you want to specialize in a particular thing. So let's say we pick farming and we start our run. We now start with the farm, but you'll notice there aren't any signs to build things. Instead, you have these roguelike options where you click build and it presents you with a couple of choices. And you're like, oh man, you know what? I need the fishing pond or I need the warehouse because I've been getting too many items. So you build that thing, you get it. And then to upgrade perks, wait, ignore that. To upgrade perks, it's the same way. Instead of buying a specific perk, you are buying a perk, getting a choice of 3, and you're choosing which one you want. So this is a very, very different way of playing. It's a more roguelike mode. You upgrade your adventures in the same way too. So you're not picking which one you want to level up. Well, sorry, you are, but you're not picking it from all of them. You're picking it from just the 3 choices presented to you. So you might get something really cool here, like, oh man, Zombie Legion level 1, but these other stats are bad. Or maybe these ones are better, but you don't have the character. So there are different decisions you're making. It adds for some replayability. That's what we've been spending a lot of time on. I want to get this to be playtestable this week. If anyone's interested in playtesting, there is the document there for how you can sign up. I think we have about, I got 100 Steam keys, and I think I've given out maybe like 25 or 30. So I've got about 70 more, and I'm happy to onboard new playtesters. It's not a steep responsibility or anything. Okay, the easiest thing to do, I think here would just be to make the max level be this times 2. We give you more displays per level. This may or may not work. this may or may not work. And then this is ×2 as well. I probably need to clean my keyboard. Sounds like my cup of tea. Hey, Plam. Yeah, I'm hoping it is a lot of people's cup of tea. This is technically not needed to be in that. This, oh man, this won't work. This is a mess. Yeah, this is a mess. This needs to be ×2. And this won't work either. Yeah, this is not gonna be it. We need to subtract 1 from here. Yuck. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, well, even if I had this working, what the storeroom has, no, the warehouse has something that listens for player ability to change level. And we call upgrade once. We have to call upgrade twice now. Try to tune into the streams as much as possible. It seems I missed a lot. Well, this started maybe, when was it? On July 21st. Yeah, design systems for replayability, talked about chaos mode, a roguelike mode that may form the foundation for the launch. So yeah, this is when I felt like there was some inspiration of, hey, instead of, I don't want to get too much into history here, but the original idea was that you'd have, it was still called challenge mode. It was very different. It was, we would have you repeat the entire game, but with small changes. So maybe you'd have farming mode where you can't sell items, you sell crops, and you start with a farm, and you would just go through the entire 5 hours of the game. And it was like, yeah, some people might have liked that, but I don't think they'd ever play farming mode a second time. So we changed it to this roguelike idea where at the core of roguelike games is replayability. So now instead of having farming mode, you have farming specialization, which is still that same idea as before, just done in a much more, I think, player-friendly way. So I'm really, really excited to see how this goes. I really want to get this open to playtesters this week. How's the playtesting for the main mode been going? Good retention, all that? Yeah, that's all been great. The stats haven't really changed too much since I've talked about this last. The median playtime was 1 hour and 58 minutes, and yeah, it's still 1 hour and 58 minutes. This is really, really high for a demo. So this means that a lot of people liked the game enough to complete it. Because Skeleseller isn't really an idle game. If it were an idle game, you might see times of like 10 hours here because people just leave their machine on overnight. That's not really what's happening. So yeah, number of people who play for 30 minutes is at least 88%. That's crazy. So I'm very heartened by seeing this. I think this is good. I need to work on my marketing more. I've been getting better at that. So everything's on track. We are doing as much as we possibly can to make this game a success. And now we just got to figure out some numbers. So let's go try this out. I am pretty sure I botched this completely. Time passed fast. I thought I played for an hour or less. Yeah. And a few people have been saying something like that. Like, oh, I looked up and it had been half an hour or something. And it's nice that they are enjoying themselves. All right. So by doing this, we now enter, we need to, oh, right. There's 2 seconds where we can't click that. All right, so now we have the warehouse, which means that now we can get warehouse perks. And here it is. So we go from 4 to 12. Does that work? Yes. So this is, people are not going to like that this is asymmetrical, but I don't think I'm going to do anything about that at first. So now we get 8 more. All right, I'm going to try maxing this, but it's going to be a little bit tough because we're going to be offered other perks too. I mean, so far we've been offered this every time, which is lucky. But there's no guarantee. Yeah, we have been offered it. No, we have been offered it. And there's the final level. Wait, why is that the final level? There should be 1 higher. In fact, ugh, yuck. We should probably just do this correctly. Yeah, we should probably just do this correctly. I thought it was weird that it starts from one side now that you mentioned it. I'd really hate if they were consolidated. Or we're not. They're just randomly spewed in there. Alright, I'll fix this, but I'm not happy about it. So this is num warehouse displays per level in challenge mode, and it'll be 8. And that way we don't need to do this all over the place. We can just change this to this. So I starts at that amount. We don't have this here. But I had a bit of a hard time was understanding things. It seems that it relies on reading everything carefully, which I rarely do in games. Yeah, there's some things where the game does show you, but yeah, if you're ever confused, I think reading is kind of the answer for right now, at least. And for some people, they don't like that. But everyone does seem to figure things out eventually if they're having fun, which makes me think that we probably just don't need to do anything about it. Because like I did read through all your feedback, and I remember, for example, leveling up was a bit confusing. I think at some point you'd be like, okay, I'm getting this resource. What do I use this for? And you'd probably go looking through the UI if you hadn't figured it out already. And you did, and you found it. And it's like, okay, you could have found it a little bit sooner, but did you stop playing as a result of that? And yeah, the stats are showing that people are continuing to play, so it's probably just working. So yeah, we could make it a bit clearer. Also, short of forcing you to do something, like, oh, hey, you've had 1,000 wisdom sludge and you've never leveled up, we're going to now make you go to the UI. All we can really do is nudge or try to highlight or try to tell you again. I meant it more in general, but yeah, in this case I was a bit frustrated. Yeah. And I've had some people share, okay, so like the not reading crowd is hard to accommodate. There were some people who missed like 3 things in the game steering them towards something. And at the end, maybe they stopped playing. And at that point, I'm just like, look, I can try to, I think at this point, we've probably covered like 98% of the player base probably has a smooth time. I'm making up a number here, but let's imagine that it is 98%. How much work is it to get the last 2% to have a smooth time? And then is it worth it? And I'd argue that no, there are just much bigger things to do. And then maybe in the future we can be like, this is now the biggest problem. Hey, 2% of our player base is leaving. Those are people who then refund the game. Like, let's try to keep them. But for now, it's just not worth it. I don't think we really explain what every so often here means. Is it every minute, every 5 minutes? When you say here, what do you mean by here? Another thing was that the notifications show up to the left. My monitor is pretty wide, so at the start I didn't see any of the notifications. Yeah, there are 2 kinds. There are the ephemeral ones, and then there are the persistent ones. And the persistent ones do require you to click. But yeah, for wider monitors, it is tough to accommodate because people would probably not change that option. And showing up in the middle of the screen for persistent ones means they're just going to be stuck there for a while, so people will dismiss them without reading. Yeah, I mean, for example, in slime perks, and there was one ability. Every time it says every so often, it should be accompanied by a time. So the slime perks I know for sure are accompanied by it. Let me go find it. So auto eat, for example, says they'll eat every so often. And then it says cooldown. So that's the every so often is the cooldown table. So everywhere in the game you see every so often, it should be accompanied by some like set of times. And there's no easier way to say this. Like we need this text to say that this is limited and how often it can happen. We could write like see the cooldown column, but I don't think that's necessary. All right, so I want only this thing to show up. Town generator. Where is it? Just delete all of this, I guess. All right, there we go. Okay, so now we need you to start with the right amount of this. We initialize this and then do what? Upgraded? Huh, where does that happen? Create warehouse. Huh, I don't know. Set up storeroom? There. It calls upgrade right there. So in challenge mode, this needs to do something a little bit different. On upgraded, rebake. Yeah, we technically need to do this in a different spot. So I guess we could put this here. If gameplay mode dot is challenge mode. Warehouse dot upgrade. It's kind of a weird way of doing things. Okay, we might be off by 1 again, but I think it should work. Let's go try it. So we build the warehouse. We need to be offered the warehouse. There it is. It starts with 8, and now we should be able to upgrade it 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I didn't need to count that. There are level numbers right next to it. 54. Hey, Rami, thank you very much for the resub. Happy 4.5 years. How's everything been going? Oh, I also have the farm. That's why this is happening. Wait, what? Oh, no, I also got the enchanter. Yeah. All right, let's clear these out. There we go. Expanded warehouse. Okay, so there's level 3 or something. There's level 4. We have too many perks being offered. There's level 5. Oh my god, come on. There's level 6. This is not correct, right? Yeah, there's level 7. That's not actually what it should have been. Ugh. Hey, Toulouse. Hey, Shimro. Can you see how many people wishlist the game on Steam? Yeah, that is right here. 8,400 exactly. And the last time I checked was 8 days ago. So we've gotten 310 in 8 days. So it's about 40 per day. I think this number is slowing down because I've had a hard time getting bigger YouTubers to cover it. So if you look at the recently uploaded Skeleseller videos, Plum Yeti was the most recent one, 218 views. Then Muse of Fables, 32 views. Lord of Loot, 18 views. So combined is not much there. And then this person did it in French. So they reached probably a totally different audience, but they got a combined about 1,300 views. Yeah, about 1,300 views on their 2 videos. And that's it. So all in all, in the last week, there have been about 1,600 views across all the videos. And the reason I mention this is what the sales funnel is, essentially. If you just look at the YouTube sales funnel, it is views are going to have some percentage, X% are going to convert into like wish lists, and then Y% of those are going to convert to sales, and then Z% of those are going to convert to like non-refunded sales. So every view is actually worth some fraction of probably a penny. I don't know. I don't know what the exact rate's going to be, but yeah, that's why people do marketing. I mean, that's 400 wish lists from 1,400 views. It probably wasn't just from those videos. So if you do look at Skeleseller and you don't search for just the last week, like this person got 41,000 views, this number has still been rising. I think this video is contributing more to the wishlist count than all of the last week's videos. Same thing with this. Idle Cup got 77,000. This is still going up too. So I think those are what is driving most of the traffic. By the way, when that video came out, this one in particular, when this came out, when I went to this page, I saw like 100 concurrent players. And I was like, okay, something must have happened. Someone must have made a video or someone must have made a Reddit post. And yeah, sure enough, I found this video. And yeah, those numbers stayed pretty high for a while. So yeah. So I gotta keep marketing. All right, so we're off by 1 here. And the way that we're off by 1 is in what's rendered here. This starts at number of displays per level. So we need 0 to be there. Was this always wrong? Maybe this is always wrong. In which case, Yeah, it was always wrong. That means at level 0. Okay, so we need to show 0 here. So just start with 0. Okay, done. All right, that should fix it. Let's go test it out. I really got to stop this from happening. It's very annoying. Especially because I want to do this in such a way that we only get the warehouse offered. I guess we have to get something else at first, and then the warehouse can be offered. Yeah, good, warehouse. Okay, so now we're going to try to choose town perks, and the level should make sense. Level 0 says 0. That's good. So now level 1 is 8. So this follows the leveling correctly. No, that's not right. It's, oh my god, it's plus another... It's plus the starting number that you have. So level 0 is 8. And then we start at that times 2. Okay, this is dumb. This is really, really dumb. Here's what we're going to do. We're just going to set I equal to 0, and we're going to do I is less than max level. Easy. I plus plus. Wow, look at that. And we just do that. So at level... Zero. How about this? Let's just take the last number. Num displays. Is last a thing? It is. Last plus that. Now why doesn't this exist? Because we need link. Okay, that should do it. We're getting there. Now let's go to building generator and make sure that you can't be offered anything else. So just don't cut this out. And sample 5 of these or 3 of these or something. I don't care. I think the odds of this happening are 60% now. I don't know why I didn't just guarantee this. Did it just start 2 ad breaks? I think sometimes Twitch ads don't make sense either. All right, we got the warehouse. So it started with 8. That's correct. Now these numbers will hopefully make sense. Yep. Now it goes to 16, and then it says 72 at the end. That's not correct. So the max level is actually 7. So we don't need to add 1 to that, do we? No, this should have been a less than sign. Isn't that just I plus 1 times constant value? Yes, it is. Actually, we could have said this here, I guess. So I plus 1 times. Okay. And now we need to guarantee that we get this thing. And that should do it. Yeah. All of these little changes are adding up to something bigger here. Build the warehouse. Hey, Karada. You keep saying that? You keep saying what? That we're done? That we're ready? I know. I'm trying to be positive. All right, that looks good. Actually, I think the real reason is just I'm on autopilot when I'm talking a lot of the time. Wait, this is still off? Hey, am I just counting wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What is with these numbers? I just need to look at this very closely because this is not supposed to be difficult. Yeah. So we need the final number. 0, I guess, needs to be... No, 0 does need to be 8. How should this work then? Because when we click this, we are giving 16. I'm confused as to what's even wrong here. That's 16 item displays. Then we get to 32. 3 times 8, yeah. No, that's not right. we skip a number? Is that 16? Wait. Did I just write the wrong thing? No, it's 24. Yeah. So now we're gonna get 32. Yep, that's correct. Now we're at 40. Now we're at 48. Now we're at 56. Oh, no, it's working now. I think because I fixed whatever it was. Yeah, all right, we're back. Yeah, I skipped 24. Yep. Great, cool. Hey, Ollie. Oh, no, yeah. No problems, Karada. We finally did it. So, and let's give Tolus a point. Because I think it is worth simplifying my code there. I hope we get item stacking. Yeah, the way that I want to do item stacking, though, is probably per shop. So, and probably like per display if we can even. So imagine something like this. The potion shop has 2 displays at first. And then it goes to 4, 6, 8, 10. And now it's filled. And now we go to 12 by saying 2 allow for stacking 2 items. And then to 14 by saying 4 allow for stacking 2 items. And so on and so forth. Maybe it goes to, well, maybe it doesn't jump in by 2 anymore. Maybe it goes to like, the real numbers are probably going to be like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 15, 20, 30, something like that. Maybe it'd be funny if both of your complaints combined and the notifications you're getting are from Mr. Beast. Hey, J Gats, welcome in. I gotta say, I did not know that YouTubers could collaborate and end up in like different subscriptions as a result of that. I would uninstall my entire computer. What if it turns out that that was Mr. Beast's goal all along? Like a video like, I will get 1 million people to uninstall their entire computer, and you just totally played into his hand. I still feeling it's the best Node app out there for Mac and cross-platform. So best, I did a bunch of short research a while ago, and I looked into a bunch of different apps like Joplin and a little bit of Notion and Obsidian and Logseek and I don't know, just whatever I could find basically. And then I determined that Obsidian was the best for me. I haven't looked into this again, and that research was not like I spent a month doing this stuff. So yeah, I still feel like I'm enjoying it. I like it. I use it for my phone all the time. I think it's a very sensible application. And I think there's very little they could do at this point that would probably get me to leave Obsidian. The ways that I could see that happening is if they change their base pricing. So if it goes from free to like $10 a month, that might convince me to switch. Or if they like stop supporting the mobile app, I think those things would get me to switch. But short of that, I don't see anything that would cause me to switch at this point. In an ad every 1 or 2 minutes. So, okay, for that, I don't understand why you don't get YouTube Premium. Like, this is probably my best subscription that I have right now. Because I watch a lot of YouTube and I hate ads, and this makes me stop seeing ads. So that one I don't really totally agree with. It's like, hey, if on an ad-supported platform you're getting ads and they have an option to get rid of them, just pay for the option to get rid of them. What's the kicker for you that pushes Obsidian over the edge to best? I had to use it for mind mapping out D&D campaign conspiracies. I talked about this a lot in my like... I'll link a couple videos and I'll try to summarize this. I don't want you to have to watch these videos just to understand what I'm made them best. I wanted them to be markdown notes for portability. So that was important. And then I think Obsidian's like most important feature for me is live preview mode or live edit mode. I don't know what it's called, but it's this. This is a header. So you know there must be pound signs there, but you can't see them. When I click this line, now you can see them. That is because I'm not in... How do I even show this? Anyway, I'm not in like... Edit mode would show them all. Preview mode would show none of them and not let you edit anything. So this is just so nice that I can see that the markdown only when I'm on the line that matters or I've highlighted it. Do you use sponsor block? I don't. I don't mind just fast forwarding when there's a sponsor section. All right, so we got to get rid of some of this stuff. And this. and all of this. Yeah, this works, but it's just kind of weird. Maybe I should write down why this is the case. We upgrade twice because this is twice, is 2 times. And this perk only exists in challenge mode so far. That's gonna break everything when I do this for regular mode. I don't launch it enough on the go where I don't have ad blocker to justify the pretty high price point. Well, I wonder if the reason why it is showing you so many is because you're skipping after 5 seconds. So it's basically like, okay, let's try to find an ad that this guy actually watches. I wonder if you watched one of them, if you wouldn't get another ad for like an hour or something. That's just my random guess. The reason being that there are ad costs for impressions versus interactions versus probably just watching it for longer. So if an impression is worth like, I'm just gonna make up a number, like 1/10 of a penny or something like that, and watching for longer is worth like 1 penny, and an interaction is worth 3 pennies, then it's like, oh well, now we don't need to, we can have them go for 10 times as long just because you watch the ad. It's not like they were trying different ads to see which stick. Yeah, part of that has to do with how ad bidding works, though. Like, maybe there weren't other people for your demographic targeting that type of content, so you just kept getting the same ad. But I think it works out to the same general thing, regardless of which ads they're showing. It's like if you clicked on it, maybe they would have counted that as like, oh, cool, this sucker just bought something. I don't know. I'm speculating. All right, so this is done. So increase efficacy of warehouse storage. We used to grant +4 displays per level in challenge mode. Now it's +8. This is because having twice as many levels is not nearly as interesting in challenge mode. In fact, we probably want to change that eventually. Just like I mentioned earlier, right now, well, what we used to have, the old way was this. We went 4, 8, 12, ... 64. The new way is that we do 8, 16, 24, ... 64. And probably the best way would be like 8, 16, 24, 48, 64. So we just get it done in 5 total levels. But that's not a big enough deal to work on right now. But I do think that'd be worth it in the future. So I should probably write that down. Probably change warehouse storage so that it goes like this instead of +8 every single time. Hope I'm not being any charged for it. Oh boy. Yeah, a friend of mine was paying for a domain that he wasn't using for like 10 years. And I think he was getting charged like $10 per month. So it was $120 per year in probably 10 years. I don't know for sure that this is what he ended up paying, but it's a lot of money to realize, whoops, I should have canceled the subscription. And this is why subscriptions exist. So that you forget, and so that you spend a lot more money than you're supposed to spend. All right, so that's done. Want there to be higher level limits for some perks. I want lower limits for other perks. This is true. I do want this stuff, but I don't think this is worth doing now. Maybe we can write this in phase 2. All right, what's the final thing we have here? We should try seeding your run with 3 random perks. We need to make it clear at the beginning what those are. Yeah, so let's get it to grant you the perks first, and let's try to make it clear what they are. Thought about the lily pad. How high has the keyboard helped you from 1 to 10? Realize I need to pay attention to my arms. Now moving well in my 30s. I'm guessing not moving well in your 30s. So how much has that helped me? I didn't have pain to begin with, and I didn't really have a speed problem to begin with. So on both of those fronts, it didn't really help at all. But it's fun. It's cool. It feels nice that I made it. And it's like fully customized to my workflow. So from those points of view, it was a good decision, but Yeah, I don't think I was trying to solve the same problems that you would be. Now, I will say this. Everyone I've heard talk about this sort of thing, I have wrist and forearm struggles. Some kind of strength training has seemed like the best solution. Changing keyboard types or fixing the ergonomics of your desk, I think that's helpful. I just think the thing that seemed to address this for everybody seemed to have been strength training. So do consider that, because I'm trying to build up more data points for whether this is good advice when I see a message like this. These benefits being your shoulders. Interesting. Ruined my back for about a year because I fulfilled a childhood wish of having a full-size TV as a monitor above my other ones, but it turns out craning up from a seated position is stupid. Oh man, that's hard. Have you seen those scorpion chairs? Maybe this can be your new childhood dream you didn't know you had. You don't have to crane your neck up because you're laying in you're laying flat in a scorpion chair. It doesn't need to look like this. I don't know what you call these kinds of chairs. I just typed in scorpion because that's kind of the aesthetic, but these are all meant to look like a scorpion. It's more like, what is a chair with the monitor that just goes, what do they call this? A bed desk? I don't know. That's a level of stupid money I wish upon all. Hey, Rosas, welcome in. Thank you again for making that YouTube video a while ago. Let's go. I mean, look, I think those are a cool idea. I don't think it's worth the $3,000+ or something that it costs, and I don't think it should look like a scorpion. But it is a neat idea. All right, so 3 random perks. Let's go get the granting of the perks to work. So when you enter challenge mode, we want to, so I guess we go to this code here. We set a bunch of levels for you, and we don't tell you about these. These are, and in fact, I should probably write this down. These, by setting these directly and not through the perks, they won't show up in the UI. Which I guess makes sense, because who cares that you have these things? I don't want to pollute them for you. Need 2 of those? Has to look like a scorpion, otherwise it'd be lame. The perfect level of insanity. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. But I think, you know how it's like RGB is associated with gaming? I think a scorpion desk, if you were trying to do like, what if you're working on like a finance app or something? I don't think you should be in a scorpion desk. It's like having a race car bed as an adult. I like coding and about to start CS study, but the AI taking junior jobs wave is kind of scaring me. Hard to make a decision. Yeah, my own personal view, without going too in depth here, is that if AI takes programmer jobs, that it's probably coming for many more jobs after that. So whatever, like right now, you're presumably considering between, do I want to do programming versus anything else? There are some jobs that are probably going to be safer for longer if AI were to take them, but what are they? And would you run into the same problem, or maybe a slightly different problem even? Of course, been lurking for a while. Oh, cool. Yeah. Nice. I have an intense, irrational hatred for RGB. Oh man, I like RGB. I especially like it. This keyboard has it. It's just I don't have it working on the right half. And this is like my favorite. I think this is awesome. When you press a key that it just lights up for a little bit. And I even made these colors change. So right now it's like a reddish color. It's going to slowly change to pink, although you probably can't tell because of the because of how zoomed out the camera is. But yeah, now it's like bright pink. It's going to get to red again, but I never use this feature. But it's just so cool to me. I guess dentists can't be replaced with AI. Yeah, but that's the thing, right? The procedures right now probably can't be, but maybe all of the consulting could be. I don't have any more knowledge than the average person does here. I'm just saying that I've heard about medical advice being given by AI sometimes, and possibly having even higher accuracy or success rate or something. Again, I'm not really in the know here, but it's not unfathomable to think about that. Yeah, just need to be employed for like 20 more years. Get me across that finish line. All right, so town perk choice generator. We have a force grant perks in the town perks panel. Force grant abilities, yeah, here. And this will make the perk choice for us. So this should be pretty simple to do, right? We do UI.town. Oh, I gotta reload this. Yeah, choose town perks panel, force grant abilities. So now we just need to come up with a list of abilities. And maybe I should just make a new function for this. Private void seed perks. It's probably a dumb name for a function, but int num perks. All right, let's put this down here. Call seed perks. Give you 3 of them. So the thing we need to do is come up with a list of 3 perks we can give you. Ideally, these could build on each other. E.g. level 1 of perk X and level 2 of perk Y equals 3 perks granted. But I don't think we're going to do that at first. And then just grant them. So this doesn't even exist, does it? No, it doesn't. Where should it exist? In the menu? Town perks panel? It's not there. Okay, I'm going to need to go add it. Oh, it's called perks panel. Oh, God, I got to rename that. Perks panel. So force grant whatever abilities we decided for you, which is going to be a list of ability ID, abilities. All right, so there's the easy part. Why is this not a thing? Force grant abilities. Perks panel. Oh, it's not a town perks panel. Is this a town perks panel? It probably is, and it doesn't. No, there's choose town perks panel. This is different. And I just never exposed this. Well, well, well. Okay, so let's put choose town perks panel. Sure. Okay, so there we have it. Now for the abilities, we have a perk choice generator, but right now this is based on owning all of these buildings. I don't want to do this anymore, I think. I want to open this up to any kind of ability, whether or not you have the building. I think the AI scare is the same as automation. Some things will change, but it'll work out. I mean, at the moment, you need to do more work to get it to do what you want and then double check it after. Yeah, that's why I said I didn't want to go too in depth because I see some similarities there, but I think AI could potentially be growing exponentially, and it's hard to know where that will bring us. But it's all speculative right now, I guess. Just wait until leaks in other professions. I vibe lawyered my way through the case. Okay, so I think we get rid of all of this. I'm not certain I want to do this yet, so let's just comment it out for now. And we probably want some like sections of the code that say what this thing comes from. So now what we do is we get eligible perks, and we do this 3 times in a row. Oh, in fact, that to-do item that I wrote here, this would be pretty easy to do, but should we allow for that? So question, should we allow, let's say we give each player 3 perks at the beginning of the game. Should we allow for combinations like level 2 of perk X, level 1 of perk Y, and level 3 of perk X? No other perks? Or should it always be level 1 of X, level 2 of Y, or sorry, level 1 of Y and level 1 of Z? And I kind of think this is more interesting. It's pretty rare it's even going to happen. Because if let's say we have like 50 unique perks, then we'd be picking 1 out of 50. So the first one's always going to be a 2% chance to pick that. And then to pick that same one would be a 2% chance to pick the same one again. And then if we had 2 different ones, it'd be a 2 out of 50 chance. So it'd be a 4% chance to pick one of the same ones from before. So it'd work out to like a 5% chance that you ever even see this happen, which is pretty rare. So yeah, I don't really see a reason to stop this. This is just a cleaning. Maybe you can make a D&D campaign where the final boss is the dentist. Something I noticed while playing the playtest that's already released and not sure if it's already fixed. There's a save game, but no load game load option. There's a load game option. I will show you. So it is in the menu here, right beneath save game, load game. And then on the title screen, it's one of the primary buttons over here. So I'm a little bit surprised that you didn't find that because I think they're very prominent. If you're not seeing those, that's a major bug. Because yeah, those have been there for like almost probably a year at this point. Okay, so what we got to do is we got to get an ability from the town perk choice generator, get eligible perks, and then we grant it immediately. And then we just do that again. Whoops, this goes... I guess we could just grant it immediately. Yeah, what am I doing? No. We do this. And then get rid of that. Oh, no, we could keep track of it too. Because I guess we need to tell you about this. Now to do... Tell the player about which abilities they got. Okay, let's try this out and see if this is working. This is going to give you 3 random perks, and they can be ones you already had. Which actually, now that I think about it, we need your specialization to have run first. Yeah. Need to do this after setting up the specialization. So that we don't pick perks you already would have been granted. Yeah, that's... Hello? Okay. Alright, did it work? Yes, it did. We got more mana, swift shoes, and more treasure stands. Now what's kind of interesting is this one does affect your workers immediately. Oh, yeah. But these don't do anything for you because you don't have the enchanter and you don't have the treasure room. But once you get them, these would be reasons to potentially get them. So now we do need to show you which perks will show up there. Do I have this written down? Oh no, where is it? Because this represents a decent amount of work. I don't know where it is. Go through the perk choices. Hey Smalls, welcome in. Thanks for the raid. Hey, I don't know if you saw my Blue Sky post. I played your game and I like the idea of it. I got a little bit stuck in the tutorial and I wrote a lot of feedback and then I like whatever it's called skied it at you. It sounds so wrong. But yeah, I don't know if you saw it. And if you did, that's totally fine. If you didn't, I will just put a thing here. You did see it. Okay, yeah. Great. Then cool. I don't need to do anything else. Anyway, how's it going? And welcome in. Shout out to Smalls. We are still working on Skeleseller over here, but we're working on challenge mode, which is a roguelike-ification of the game. So you will now pick options like this instead of just directly choosing the thing you might have wanted originally. Raid Run, that's totally fine. I understand. Yeah, I'm just glad you saw it. Oh, the Game Jam games. Someone else was doing that. TCAP was doing that on stream too. Yeah. Anyway, good luck catching up. Thanks again. And welcome in, everybody. Okay, so we coded this. But I'm trying to find... I had a to-do item somewhere that said whenever you unlock a building, we need to show you how many perks you got. All building-based perks should be allowed to show you when you don't have it. Should probably say which building they require. Need to show you how many perks you've chosen for each building. Yeah. And I'll just write note. We seed challenge mode with a few perks. Those should show too. Okay, so we are going to need to do this. I'd kind of hoped that we could hold off on that. But yeah, this is working. So now we need to show you what perks you've gotten. Let me try some stuff out here. Oh my god, make a better tutorial, please. So I'll work on it. I'll catch up and talk more about it another time. Totally fine. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Also, I think the tutorial was pretty good. I think I did get stuck. So I think there's just a little bit that needs to be done there. All right, so let me try something here. If we call create notification, how does this work? We pass in text and color. Okay, so test 1 and colors dot, I don't know, violet. I just want to make sure that we can do 2 of these at once. I'm not even sure that we can. And red. Okay, let's try that. See what happens. Yeah, sure, Warden. Did that look like a cute little game just then? Oh, yeah. I can show you a little bit about what the game is. Oh, nice. Okay, this works. Yeah, so you can have two persistent tips here. And maybe we make these on like a slow timer. Like you started with some perk. Anyway, so this is Skeleseller, and I'll show you the regular mode. This is the one we've actually been working on for a lot longer. So the way that the game works is you hire adventurers. We have the warrior here, and you send them into battle. They walk over to the portal, and then they go fight, in this case in the forest. So I'll speed this up a little bit. The adventurers fight automatically, and they do so according to abilities that they have. And when you win the fight, you get some items out of that fight, which you can then go sell in your town. So I can drag these over here, and my worker is going to bring this over here too. And then customers can come buy this, and that will give you money, which you can then use to build up your town, to hire more adventurers, to build more buildings, to get perks. So now I've got another adventurer. I could send both of these into the battle at once. And let's speed this up again. And once I get there, they're both going to start attacking that bat, so they'll win faster. And yeah, it's a little idle light city builder kind of game. Those rules I was talking about for battle, like every character has abilities. You can eventually level them up and get new abilities. But what we've been working on this whole time, in the last probably week and a half, has been challenge mode. So instead of you choosing which adventurer to hire, you get a roguelike choice of 3. Ignore what's happening here. Yeah, you click hire and you get it. Well, sorry, you get a choice of 2. So we see, like, do we want the witch doctor or the cleric? These might not be ones that help you. Maybe you wanted a damage dealer and you got these 2. And you're like, all right, well, I guess I picked this one for now. And then you end up getting some battle perks here, which I can't show. Anyway. Yeah, you can level them. It's a somewhat quirky game in that I tried to avoid using traditional systems if it didn't make sense for Skeleseller specifically. So leveling up is not just that they get experience points. Leveling up happens because you build a farm. So here. And you grow crops. And the crops get sent to the chef slime who gives you wisdom sludge. The wisdom sludge is how you level up. So it's like experience points for your entire group. And you can choose where you want to spend them. And then, yeah, you get skill points and stuff. Anyway, if you're interested, there is a demo out now if you want to play it. The full game, I'm really hoping I can launch by the end of this year, but I've been putting in the maximum amount of time I can, basically, and I don't know how possible it's going to be. So we're just going to keep working on this stuff. Anyway, now we can print out what these things are. I don't think these colors actually matter. Do they? Like, do we see violet or red here? No. I think it's only when they auto-dismiss themselves. Maybe we should just make one note. It might be very large. Oh yeah, cool. Thank you, Astral Warden. All right, so how do we do this? So let's get just one piece of text here. String text. And how about we just get one ability ID as well? Ability ID equals... what do we take? I don't know, well water or something. It's called growth, though. So now the text needs to be... I guess that we get the base ability. That will work. And then the ability has a get tooltip. This won't work. Yeah, this won't work. We need... Oh, darn it. No. Yeah, we can't do this. I want to tell you what you got here. But the problem is that the tooltips have these tables in them. Like, I want just this text. And we could... Well, I guess we just need to expose that text in a certain way. There need to be, like, the full description and then a short description. Video games amaze me in general. Sit and think about it, like how... Yeah. Yeah, they're really massive undertakings. All right, well, there's another thing we can do for now, which is to just say the names of the perks that you got. And then say how to check them. I think that's good enough for now. Yeah, let's do that. So how do we get the name? Is it display name? Yeah, display name. Okay, that's easy. And then why is this red? Ability is a variable is used by like a type. Okay, all right, this is what we're gonna do then. So we'll say string and message, I guess, sure. String.empty. And I guess let's just do this up here. We don't need to keep track of the abilities at all, do we? No, we don't. So we get the ability, we get the display name. Oh, no, we do, because we don't know. You might have gotten the same thing multiple times. Okay, yeah, that is smart. Oh my God. So note, we may grant multiple levels of the same ability. So the count of this may not match num perks. So now we iterate over the ones we granted. This is like abilities granted. And we say for each ability ID. Cool. We do that. So we say granted the following perks. And then message plus equal string.join select ID, get the ability, then return ability.displayName. And then at the end of all of this, message plus equal /n/n, look in the perks tab to see info about these. Something like that. And then we delete all of this. The color shouldn't matter for this. And we just type in the message. All right, let's try that out. I'd like to also say what level we granted. So I got to remember that. If I forget, someone tell me. Put in the level. In fact, let's write it down before I forget. That's probably a better idea. To do add in the level. All right, so what does this look like? Granted the following perks: customer speed, expanded armor shop, and spicy cooking. Look in the perks tab to see info about these. Yeah, that's decent. It's not great. And I think I'd like to bold the names. $, that /b. Oh, good. All right, add in the level. So let's do that next. Level dot and then level. I only want the first part to be bold. Do I? I don't know how this will look. Bold choice of you. Does it even work? Yeah, it does work. Okay, let's try that. So if you play long enough, you'll know what these things do. If you don't, then you'll have to look in the perks tab, and for now that's probably fine. So granted the following perks, yeah, I think listing this as a list is better instead of as a comma separated set of values. So we do a /n here, we do ul there, and then a /ul here, and maybe only one new line. All of that should be fine. Autosave overwrites your last save? Yeah, it does. All right, how's that? Granted the following perks: expanded warehouse level 1, max fish level 1, loot magnet potency level 1. Look in the perks tab to see info about these. You can find info about these in the perks tab. All right. So if we do this enough, we should see a level 2 show up. And if we go into farming mode, it'll be more likely. That's all level 1. I'm just gonna keep doing this until we see a level 2. Yep, there we go. Crop variety level 2. So now if we go into here, we see crop variety level 2. And that means we should get tomatoes when we plant stuff. Yep. All right. That's pretty good. Now, it's not clear why we granted these. So what do we say for that? I don't know. Also, do we advertise this on the main screen? Do we say like start with the farm, start with these things, and then also start with 3 random perks? Are you the only person working on this game? No. If you take a look at the credits, there are several other people who are or have worked on the game. Granted these random perks. Yeah. Okay. I don't know how I feel about putting them here. And I mentioned earlier too, we could vary this number. Like maybe there's a chaos mode where you just start with like 10 random perks. It sounds kind of stupid. Yeah, I think we'll just put it as a bullet point for all of them. Where does it even show up? Challenge mode screen? Challenge, new challenge mode, that's what it was. New challenge mode. Yeah, here. All right, where do we make those bullet points? I don't even know. Start with the farm. Oh, they're just hard-coded. Oh, well, I like that a little bit better then. All right, take care, Astro Warden. Maybe if they're all going to start with that, then we can say choose a specialization, hover for details. And maybe like all specializations start with 3 random perks. I don't love it, but we're trying to do something good enough for right now. So let's just start with that. So we'll duplicate this, move this down below, and say all specializations start with 3 extra random perks. This looks so dumb. But whatever, gets the job done for now. Plus, if we do have to modify every single one of these to say how many starting perks you get, that's fine. Specializations to them. Yeah, so granted these random perks. The higher the cleric thing shouldn't show up. That's a polished thing. Well, I don't know, actually. It does tell you what your first adventurer is. Garbage time level 1, expanded weapon shop, and increased appetite. So we actually have the expanded weapon shop, right? Yeah. I gotta say, this is pretty cool already. I like this. Click to dismiss. Yeah. This is pretty cool. All right. Well, well, well. I look forward to my next playtest. Unfortunately, we have a lot of work left to do. So we probably need to do this one next-ish. And this is already done. All right, let's get ready to check this in. Where is this? Town perk choice generator. Town perk choice generator. All right, so we'll write warehouse stuff. Actually, how about this? Let's just search for the is not nulls. Oh, that only kind of works. Okay, let's search for the town dots. Yeah. And we just write stuff. And then get rid of these. Okay, how's that look? Maybe not stuff. Maybe we write the word perks. Now, farm perk shows up twice. This is like farm or pond perks. And we can write this is pond. This is garbage slime. Just enchanter, treasure perks. That's pretty good. Remember, this is not the full set of perks that we're going to have in the game. I will add more that are specific to challenge mode. Because otherwise, I feel like there wouldn't be enough difference in the runs. Imagine, imagine playing a roguelike game that has a lot of promise and there's like 5 items in the game. Probably would not be very fun. Okay. So that's looking good. Yep, that looks good. Nice. All right. Wow, everything's looking good. All right, so seed the run with 3 random perks. I also changed how town perk generation works. you can now get perks for buildings you haven't unlocked yet. The UI doesn't make it super clear when you're building something whether you've already gotten perks for it. That part about the UI not making it clear just needs to be done, but not in this commit. Yeah, nice. Okay, you know what time I think it is? I think it's playtest time, because we addressed all the playtest observations from my last run. So now we're done with that. I know I need to do these things, but yeah, let's do a playtest run. Note, this is after having changed all of this stuff before this. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get rid of this stuff. And let's start again. So we got to pick a specialization. Last time I chose industry. This time I'm going to pick something else, but I think it's not going to feel balanced because we don't have a way of getting more workers very easily. And I want there to be a standalone perk for that. So I think I'm going to start with farming this time, which means that the next time I play, I should probably pick adventuring. So let's click start new challenge run. We're going to get 3 random perks, which we'll actually read in a second. Let's just send our character in. Oh, this character can't even win the first battle. We should probably do something about that. Can't win the first battle. Well, let's just hire another adventurer for now. Yeah, let's hire them and just send them both into battle until we can level up the thing. Okay, so more treasure stands. That's not going to help us. And dropping magic, that's not going to help us. And max fish is not going to help us. All right, so we got a bunch of garbage. Oh, and we can't even afford a town perk now. Oh, whoops. Okay, that's a big mistake we should probably fix first. Yeah, the auto-granted perks count toward the cost of new perks. Okay, so where do we do that? Town tracker. Cost of next perk is 10 plus num perks chosen times 5. So 10 plus math.max. Why does math not exist? Math.max 0 num perks chosen minus 3 times 5. And then let's make a proper game constant out of this. Public const int num random perks in challenge mode. Granted at start of challenge mode. Yeah. Then in here where we had that 3, let's set it to that. And then over here we will do this. Okay, so now the cost is actually going to be like you never got those perks to begin with. Oh, wait, won't you get charged for the farming perks though? It was 40, which is 10 plus 5 times 6, and 6 is the, oh, darn it. All right, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Let's just... Yeah, let's fix this. Okay, so stop considering cost of auto-granted perks. This is only for the 3 perks that all challenge mode runs give, not for any other special perks, like the farming perks or the worker speed perk. All right, let's rerun this. I'm going to try the same thing. We're going to go into farming mode. Now, unfortunately, this is not a real playtest anymore because we were given 3 perks that I thought were kind of bad. But now we have the opportunity to get 3 that are a little bit better. So let's take a look. Stocking Frenzy, Potency, that's for the Enchanter. Expanded Warehouse, and Max Fish. Okay, so none of these are really that great either. And we started with a pretty equally bad adventurer. So I'm still going to hire a new adventurer first. Let's get the Warrior. Let's set them into battle too. Yeah, so now the next perk costs 25. And the next building is 50. But I start with a farm, so I can get level ups earlier than I would normally be able to. So maybe we'll put our next bit of money toward hiring another adventurer. Unfortunately, the battle time for these adventurers is incredibly long. Almost to the point where I wonder if it's better. This took 15 seconds. Let's put these in here. And this one is still going. So I want to see, is it better to just combine them? Probably is. Let's just put them together. It took 43, 18. Yeah, just throw them in the same battle. Oh, we start with the expanded farm? That's pretty good. All right, looking good. Looking good. You got some monies. Oh, they're going to tip. Okay, the increased buying is very noticeable. To the point where I don't think we need this many customers anymore. I wonder if we've put this too far in the other direction now. All right, I got to spend my money. I need more workers. Let's get this. Let's accept this quest. All right, we can afford a new adventurer. Let's get them. Let's get the archer. They seem pretty good. Send them into a battle on their own because they're not trash. We need another worker pretty desperately. We're getting item desires. Nice. We can choose a battle perk and we can level up an adventurer. Ooh, cleric upgrade. All right, I don't have any of these adventurers. Let's go with this one. I think it's pretty nice. And then what do I want to get next? Probably another building. Oh, I should be getting another worker first. Put these in here. Well, we're getting tons of items. Oh, whoops. I lost an item. Okay, building. I want the garbage slime. We have a perk for the Enchanter's Den already, right? No, that was the last run. Drat. Oh, no, we do. Yeah, there it is. Stocking Frenzy. So we could get the Enchanter's Den, but we also have a perk for the fishing pond. I will get the fishing pond. All right, I'm losing tons of items. There. Actually, I want these over here. I need another worker. Desperately. There. We got our other worker. Alright, good. Choose battle perks. We don't have any of these, but I guess I've already upgraded the golem one, so let's give them another upgrade. Which means we should probably work toward hiring the golem next. We need to upgrade the adventurers I already have so that I can go fight the ogre. Although I guess, actually, you know what? We probably could just take all these out of battle and put them in the volcano already. Almost to the point where I guess we're fighting in the forest isn't even that important. So yeah, let's just throw them all in here. They should be able to win. We have toned down their strength a little bit. Yeah, they're winning. They're taking a decent amount of time doing it. I want another adventurer. God, we're only getting adventures we don't have. I don't think any of these are that great. This one's probably the best, the rogue. Yeah, I can't afford very much. And I said I want another adventurer, so yeah, let's still steer toward that. Are we getting enough items? Put that in there. I don't have space for that. We need customers to buy stuff. Nice. Yeah, I really cranked up how much customers are purchasing. And I think it's working okay. I think there should be maybe a little bit more tension around that. Because right now, 4 customers are kind of buying everything. And I want it to maybe take a little bit more time. Let me write that down. Customers maybe buying too much. Maybe lower the number of customers by one. Hey, Becca, I did not start putting gel in my hair again. I haven't been doing that for a while now. Oh, God, we don't have any of this stuff. We have this, but this is not that important. I'm going to go with increased appetite, even though we don't have the slime. But hopefully we get the slime. Now we got the slime. Nice. Okay. We're losing items. We're not doing so hot over here. Oh, I wanted another adventure. Oh, I forgot. Okay, rage level 1. That might be good. Let's go with that. Yeah. It'll look like that? Yeah, it probably looks like that sometimes. Okay. So we're at 4% of the money goal. That's pretty interesting. It's 75 until we can hire somebody. We have the garbage slime, though, so we can feed things to that. I want to feed this there, too. Put this up there. Get a bunch of crops. Level up our adventurers. Okay, I'm putting everything into this. We are hoping we get the golem. Yeah, I really, really want to know what people think about challenge mode too, which, by the way, if you want to be a playtester, anyone, not just Becca, there's the document for how to do so. I would definitely appreciate feedback on this. It's not playable yet, but I'm hoping this week. Okay, cool. So hire another adventurer. We got the golem. There it is. Send them into battle. So right now they're taking 18 seconds to win. Now they have a level 4 golem with them. How long will they take? And what does the golem even have? They got a tiny bit more power. They have boulder. Oh yeah, they're going to do great. Watch this giant boulder get thrown. 39 damage. Pretty good. Let's sell that. Get that. And put that there. Get this. I need more workers. I like desperately need more workers. Okay, another thing I want to write down. Perk idea. Items last longer on the ground. It's probably not super interesting on its own. But maybe it's like an auto-granted perk for you sometimes. Okay, now I feel like we need more customers. We are getting some good money, though. We don't have any of these adventurers. Let's go with the mage. I didn't see how long they're taking to beat this. And I don't think they can go to the next location yet. And we're like out of everything I need. We could get the fish that are in the pond, though. In fact, if I hire another adventurer, we could do that. I don't have... They're taking 14 seconds. Okay, that's pretty good. Guessing my workers are off, just waiting for things to sell. Yeah, especially armors. All right, let's buy a town perk. Customer speed for sure. Well water, sounds good. Can't afford anything else. Put these over there. Put this over there. We don't have space for that. We don't have space for anything now. Okay, so now we are blocked by customers. Maybe then we shouldn't lower the number of customers in town. Yeah, my adventurers are winning battles fast enough now. We'll sell these things. Oh, nice. That person wanted a yellow potion. They gave me a 5 gold tip. I'm rich. I need to go to the jungle. Can we beat that already? Buy another perk. Max customers. Battle perk. Ooh. Yeah, let's go with that. They will probably win. The warrior's probably going to die. It's close. They did die, but I think it's okay. Yeah, so we won, and now that means we're getting boots and a bunch of armor items. Put that there. I still haven't even used the fishing pond. We should get another adventurer, and they can fish. Any damage dealer? Yeah, mage. Okay, let's send... Oh, no, don't disappear. Okay. Let's send the mage on their own into the fishing pond. Or you know what? The archer should probably go there. They'll probably do more DPS. Whatever. Okay, this is empty. More boots. We still desperately need another worker. We're getting a lot of money, though. Auto casting, crop variety, more mana. We don't even have the enchanter. It's 100 gold. Can't afford that. So in challenge mode, we can't use more than 2 slots in each shop. No, you can. You just need to get them upgraded. So when I choose a town perk, It didn't give it to me. But if one of these was like increased potion shop, you would be able to get more slots in there. Put that there. Sell that. Put that in there too. Put that over there. Oh, a bow. They want a bow. Is it possible to have collect all? There's a perk for collect 5 at a time, and you have to unlock that perk. So like maybe I would have gotten that here. I did not. But here's expanded armor shop, which is what A.K was asking about. So if I click that, I now have 2 more slots in the armor shop. It isn't Happy Tuesday Learns Live. Well, if it isn't Happy Oppressal, watches now. Hi, Oppressal. We're not getting any bows. Should probably do that. I didn't have that. I was always clicking it. It still requires you to click, although workers do harvest on their own, even in the base game. It's just their final priority, so they only do it when there's nothing else they can do. All right, so we're done with this. I want to get a bow, although I think that customer is going to leave town. Did they leave? No, they're still there. Okay, we got to get them a bow. Stat. Get rid of this stuff. Get rid of this. There's the bow. Bring it. Bring it, Skelly Mans. We got another worker. They're going to go buy the bow. Yeah. 28 gold. Okay, let's get some more perks. Concussive blow. Let's go with the mage. I do kind of want a building here. I think the enchanter's end would be better, but I'm going to get the warehouse so I don't lose items. Like, we have too many cloaks already. Alright, send you back. This is not helping. Do we have enough for a battle perk? We do. We got the golem perk. Nice. So I should probably get some more adventurers next. Hard to say. Man, the customer desire system being tweaked is also a really good change. What do I need next? Demon helmets and stuff? The warrior is still dying over here, but that's probably going to happen for a while. I don't need so many gloves. Let's try the next location. I don't think they can do it. I'd be pretty surprised. They're all pretty weak. 3 hours of work done in a row with no breaks. Never again. Flow state was indeed not reached. Oh no. Sorry to hear that. I think the desired item should give you a tip twice as big in challenge mode or even more. Tend to ignore all customer desires anyway. Part of the reason I think they're worth ignoring in the regular mode is because the regular mode is supposed to span like 5 hours. But in challenge mode, swapping things up to like free up a customer might actually be worth it. So I think just having 2 customers desire things is a good change. Yeah, these are dying. There's no reason to have them continue. They're just going to die. In fact, this is probably why we should increase health so much. Are we can afford another building, so let's get the Enchanter's Den. This will let us get increased... Well, actually, we have this at 75%. Seriously? Did we start with that? What is making that 75%? This one? Oh, I see. Let's click that. Just in like 1 hour longer. That's not too bad. All right, yeah, we're getting nothing. But we're about to get a bunch of items, hopefully. All right, good. Put this in here. I guess go back to the pond. We could build the final thing. There's no real point. I think building should maybe scale up a little bit more. Building costs may need to scale slightly faster. Let's hire another adventurer. Oop, that's pretty good. Okay, so the 2 of them could maybe go fight in the volcano. They'll probably die. They'll almost certainly die. They are... They're gonna win. Yeah, they won. I don't know if we need that much loot. And I could really use another town perk right now. Expanded potion shop, no. Blue magnet potency, that's pretty good. Oh, we need a blue potion actually. Let's find it. Ooh, that's pretty nice. And that's pretty nice. But this is really, really good. I'm going to take that one. Yeah, we're getting way too many armor items now. Maybe we should have a way of, like, selling just armor items. I need more customers is what I need. We're 6 or 8 gold away from getting that. We can now afford it. Town perk. Max customers. Nice. We got it. But we're getting too many items. We should probably just turn this off. Maybe have them go back to the pond. There's only one fish there. Yeah, we just have too much loot. Not a problem in other games. Big problem in this game. Let's make customers move faster when we can. And just dump all of the armor items because we don't need more of those. Yeah, just get rid of these things. We're getting 1 gold, but it's better than nothing. I don't have the mana for that. Town perk. Ooh, customer speed. Clear rocks is so good. I'm taking that one. Alright, both of these look pretty nice. In fact, they're almost the same. Fortitude versus dodge. And haste on the cleric versus on the mage. Let's take it on the mage. Have them give me some pre-cooked food. That would be nice. But it would just be wisdom sludge. I don't know if you'd want that. It's basically a meal replacement drink. It looks like a brain. Oh my god. This is all too powerful. We just got swords up. Where's that? Wait, did I misread that? What happened? Where's... There it is. Raise your sword while taunt is active, increasing your chance to counterattack and also your overall power. Yeah, that should be pretty good. Also, if everyone's moving... If anyone ever gets 100% haste, it does mean that they can keep taunt active like 100% of the time here. There's a lot of stuff that probably breaks when we get to that level of haste. Have you ever experimented with them? Yeah. I have them every day, actually. Who wants food? When you can just drink everything. Alright, buy perk. That's very helpful. This is the thing you drink in the mornings? Yeah. Okay, so hopefully they've gotten to a power level where they can actually beat the next location. Otherwise, we are not in very good shape here. Oh, I never even fought the ogre. That's a free 100 gold. Let's sell these potions. Alright, so are they winning? The warrior just died. I don't think we're going to win this. I think we need to level them up some more. Like, they're going to win this round, but then they're going to die in the next one. And it's going to take them forever to even win this round. Let's get a battle. Oh, we don't have enough. We don't have enough. Now we do. I think they're still going to die, though. But let's pick a battle perk anyway. Do they impart wisdom? No, they don't. Let's risk it. It was only because I was at a trial for an event. It was, oh, for trial at an event. Yeah, I like the idea of them. It's like I don't have to worry about preparing food. Wow, that's a lot of items. Oh, this takes regular bows. I forgot. I never changed that. All right, well, this is worth a ton. And we'll put that in there, and we'll sell this over here. We don't have any space for anything else. Well, that's empty now. We can afford quite a lot. Let's get some town perks. I'm not even sure if these are going to help me that much. Expanded armor shop is probably pretty good. Swift shoes, definitely good. Expanded armor shop again. I mean, we're finding a lot of armor items, but I don't think it's going to matter much now. Let's go for swift shoes again. And then, yeah, I'll get a harvesting efficiency. That way I don't need to click as much. So now when there are multiple crops, I could just click once and get them all. I'll get 5 of them. Oh, drat. I clicked at the wrong time. No. I messed up. All right, we'll sell these crossbows like that. They're worth the most right now. Getting some good money there. We've completely filled that shop. All right, build's starting to come together. Took about 20 minutes. This is all terrible. Maybe I should just hire another adventurer, though. What's the best one of these? probably this one. Yeah. So let's see. It's 150 to hire an adventurer. We are about to win this. And then that'll let us get our 150 gold. Nice. There it is. Got it. Hire. Ooh, who do we take? I think let's take the Witch Doctor. And then let's send 3 characters into... Well, we probably can't even win there. Let's try it. I doubt they can win. Oh my god. The mushroom just died immediately. You're probably not even going to get to attack. They're basically just the worst tank in this mode. Oh, they got 1 attack. No, I think they're dead for good. Yep. So now it's just these 2 characters left. I don't think they're going to win. No. It's pretty close, though. With 1 upgrade, they could probably do it. Yeah, let's do that. Now I think they're going to win. Do you have any plans for adjusting the combat font? Current one looks a bit too smooth for pixel graphic game like this. No. The fonts are final at this point. Upload the town OST so I can vibe to it. I think it's somewhere deep in the Discord general, but can't. Yeah. I will upload it at some point, but probably when I can upload everything. And actually, maybe I should have them in separate videos. I didn't think about that. But I will probably do that closer to launch. I'll write this down. When we upload the OST, I should probably upload them as separate videos so that any extra tracks can be added to the same playlist, and so that the next track button skips just 1 track rather than going to a totally unrelated video. I didn't check to see if they're winning this, and even if they are, that means that we're getting too many items. Yeah, we are getting too many items. We need bows. I guess take them out of here. They are winning, I think. Yep, they are. Yeah, all it takes is 1 upgrade sometimes. Well, let's send them into the original area. They can't carry items yet. Oh, I'm definitely leveling that up. Alright, we need regular bows. Let's get rid of that. Let's make customers move faster. I want the bows to go in here. The fishing pond is probably full. Oh yeah, we're getting way too much stuff now. I don't want these blue potions. Just get rid of all those. Actually, I don't want any of that stuff. All I wanted the bows from the first location. Because we can almost afford another worker, which I very much need. Where are the bows? I only see crossbows. Shop is full. How dare you, shop? Oh, expanded warehouse. That's pretty nice. I need 5 more bows. And we get a worker. Could also just hire another adventurer at this point, or get the final building. Might as well get the final building. We're not finding bows. Oh, there's 1. Let's make workers move a little bit faster. Come on, good. There's 1 bow. Getting rid of all this stuff. Expanded warehouse is pretty nice. I think making it go up by 8 levels, or 8 shop displays at a time is good. Why are they taking so long to win this fight? I guess because it's a bunch of loser classes. We need 2 bows. Come on, losers. Oh, I have a ton of money. Okay, let's get customer speed. Expanded warehouse again. This is pretty good. This is decent, but let's go with glowy fish. No, let's actually harvest fish. All right, we need 1 more bow. There it is. Okay, so forget this. They were taking only 5 seconds, but I just felt like it was taking forever. We have 3 fish in the pond. I can get a new battle perk. That is amazing. Okay, so we still can't handle all the loot that we're getting. Oh, now they want a regular bow. Really? Okay, let's dump these things in the farm. That. Did I get rid of the quick move menu from here? I feel like it's actually pretty good. Town generator, quick move, item actions. I did get rid of it. We should put that back in. Add quick move menu to challenge mode. I think it could trivialize the game, but still, let's try it. Okay, so there's a customer who wants a bow. Let's go get them their bow. Oh, there's the bow. Nice. Okay, so you don't need to fight there anymore. Yes, get it. Get the bow. Thank you. All right, I want my adventurers to act as workers. I think maybe this is the issue. It feels like even if you had full parties going and fighting, your town can't handle it. Yeah, like we're not going to get these items before 18 minutes are up. I guess we could start grinding weapons, but then we're not going to get money. Maybe let's hire one more adventurer. Spirit Caller. And send the 4 of them into this battle. Actually, you know what? We should send these into the canyon and get 100 gold. Can we get more Adams in town? They wouldn't look like me, though. They have to look like something else. Oh, we could double the loot from the ogre. That's something that's not usually possible. Did we? We did not, no. All right, well, we got that. Oh, no, it's going to feed it here. Okay. I do not need it to go in there. I need the garbage slime to take it. All right, that was easy. Let's send these characters over here now. And then I wonder if we can take on the dragon. So we're getting a lot of items. We have almost completely filled the fishing pond. Once all those things have been dragged there. They're going to win this location, which is going to completely fill our warehouse, I think. Yeah, so now send these into here. Get rid of the archer. All right, can they do it? Can they beat the dragon? I truly don't know, but it looks like they will. Yeah, they definitely will. This is a very tanky group right here. It's kind of interesting how much the balance changed between regular mode and this. Like, this mode's working great. All right, we got our dragon sword. Let's go sell it. Over here. I just need to wait for it to be worth enough. Put it there for now. Let's send these characters over here. All right, nice. How much is it normally worth? 160? Okay, so we're already in the extra money category. And now we can afford all of the perks. Oh, and we have a bunch of keys, right? We're starting to get them. We don't have them all yet. Yeah, let's make... Let's make customers move faster. Although we're going to need to stock shops faster, too. I'll help with that. But yeah, I need a bunch of perks. Max customers, yes. Expanded weapon shop, yes. Expand it or that. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's definitely good. And that's all that we can afford. I'm just maxing out the warrior here. Every time I see a warrior perk, I'm taking it. We're going to make them as strong as possible. All right, we need to send someone into fish now. Let's take that party out. Oh, wait, we have... No, we don't have another adventurer. Let's just hire another adventurer. We'll make the rogue go fishing. I don't think they can do it on their own, though. So let's take one of you out, too. All right, so rogue and archer. You're the worst. You go fish forever. Great. Now, the remaining party can probably go here and win. We are at 70% of the way to the goal. If we weren't doing this, which is probably a waste of my time and money, then we could probably make it to the goal. Well, no, actually, wait. What am I talking about? Oh, yeah, because then we'd sell these things. All right, then let's sell just a few weapons at least. We have so much to do. I need more workers desperately, and there's no way to get them unless I get hardworking adventurers and then hire more adventurers. which is another interesting decision in this game mode. Do we even have slots over there? We don't really. Get a battle perk. That's pretty good. And let's go with that one. Garbage time. Garbage time's not bad. Seek food's pretty good. Food critic's also pretty good. Let's get that one. Alright, we actually probably should not have cast that spell. You don't need more loot. Yeah, there's too much. It's too much everywhere. I cannot keep up. Oh my god. Alright. Let's sell some weapons. We're not getting that many weapons, actually. Although I am grinding up the remaining weapons. So now what we can do is we can afford a treasure chest and put some keys in here. And this will power up some adventurers that we have. We probably won't ever get another key in time, since we had enough accumulated value there, which we don't have. Yeah, I need more weapons. There's just so much to do. I feel like having more workers is such a boon, and we don't have them. And we still haven't been offered them. I guess let's get that for now. That way our existing workers won't get clogged in the system. We need weapons. Are customers buying stuff? It's workers who need to be doing something else. This has 16 seconds left, so we're running out of time there. I don't think we're gonna get it. Oh, we did. Nice. 8 seconds. Okay, great. So let's turn off some of these things. I don't want more items right now. I want more mana. Oh, there we go. More mana. Perfect. So that I can get this. Yeah, the radial menu, unfortunately, isn't even in the game in this mode. We need to have it be in there. All right, so now workers are going to go super fast. But we don't have hardworking adventurers, so they're not able to do anything for us. But this will stock all of the shops. Yeah, we only have, what, 3 workers? I need hardworking adventurers. Yeah, this is otherwise not great. But we are selling some stuff. We're getting through our stock. Oh, they want a yellow potion. Let's get rid of this then. Put a yellow potion over there. That's our only yellow potion, so they better not... No! I just said they better not buy it. Alright, what do we do? Let's get that. Alright, so we've almost maxed out the armor shop. Now we'll open up this treasure chest, which will put all of these into the warehouse, which will then let us level these things up. Yeah, there's just too much stuff. We need more workers. We can level up our perks. Okay, the golem has to be nuts at this point, right? Let's send all the strongest characters in the later level. This and this into here. We have 11 minutes left. We're gonna win. Hey, it's Oik. Is that how you pronounce your name, by the way? Welcome in. Hey, Ginger Cat. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Hope the stream is good. What were you working on? I assume working on. Well, I guess you could have been playing a video game. Let's go check out your stream. Game dev, jam. Oh, hey. Clayman dev. Raid. Neat. Oik, yeah. It sounds like Oik. Neat. Yeah, cool. You won the raid roulette. Nice. Yeah, we are working on Skeleseller right now. I am testing out the balance of challenge mode, which is what we're playing. It's a roguelike mode for what is not normally a roguelike game. And we are slowly making progress. We've almost completed this mission. We have 10 minutes left and we're at 90% of our goal. So we should be able to make it. Doesn't accept the type of item. Okay, we got everything in there. Are they winning this battle? I think so. And that's wave 2 of 2, but I think they should be fine. Yeah, they're going to. Okay, so this party is pretty strong. And we're getting a bunch of items from there. I guess we could get another treasure chest. There's not much of a point. It all depends on when you unlock the treasure stuff. And how much money you have. Alright, let's sell all of these shields. Man, it's funny to see the armor shop have this many slots in it. All right, we should get some more loot. Do this. All right, they won again. Sell some of these things. I don't even know if we need money. I guess we do to complete the mission. I guess that's... Man, some of this stuff is actually working pretty well right now. Let's get customer speed. Although I don't really think customers are the bottleneck. I think now we need more loot, which we could get. If I just put these guys into a battle somewhere, maybe here, it would get us some low-level loot. All right, yeah, the armor shop is full. Let's sell the armors here. Ooh, critical eat. Nice. We're getting a bunch of canes. They're selling very fast. Yeah, this is, I gotta say, I think this is turning out to be pretty good. I don't know how much those starting perks actually mattered. We also never found the thing that lets my adventurers act as workers. All right, so I'm gonna try to send these, my strongest party, into the final location. I think they're gonna die. I think they are going to crash and burn. But we might as well give them a shot. Okay, let's make workers move faster. Nice, and we got more loot. Not that that matters. And I'm going to send them into here, and will they win? Probably not. So far, so good. The warrior is going to die. How is the warrior healing? Is it just lifesteal? Okay, they died. They have 5% lifesteal. Yeah. So can these 3 party members do it? Business succeeded. We won. I wasn't even expecting that. Wow. Town perks unlocked 38. Battle perks 28. We didn't even get all the adventurers. I think the adventurer cost probably needs to rise as well. Yeah, they're gonna win this. It seems like once you've given enough battle perks to the same character, they just do really well. I think the golem is invincible right now. They have 4% damage reduction. They got a lot of increased healing, and they have a healing ability. Yep, there we go. Now, get ready for the loot explosion. There it is. Now, let's turn this off. And yeah. Oh, this is free play, so we won't even see the timer anymore. We should probably show the timer anyway, even when you've won. Show the timer even when you've won. It should show the total time taken rather than a countdown still. Yeah, I think that would be nice. Wow. All right, well, I gotta say, this has gotten more fun. If I were to have unlocked a new challenge level, I think it'd be interesting, but I think we need more perks. So I think we're on the right track. Yeah. I am pleased with how this is going. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, we don't have that many observations to address either. This stuff. Okay, so I'm going to try to work on these things maybe this afternoon. I'm going to do it off stream though. You know what I should probably check every once in a while is anyone actually streaming on Twitch? Because I doubt it. No. It's just me. Okay, well, let's fill out the journal. Oh, it's already open. I mean, it is continued working on challenge mode. It's feeling more and more fun. Yeah. There is another thing I hadn't thought of in the design that didn't become clear to me until we just talked about it now. Where is it? It's the objective. We don't have the objective written down, do we? Oh, wait, these aren't even, that's not even the section I want. Objective, here it is. Win condition is to acquire gold. Game of Skeleseller is fitting. Multiple ways to get money. And also, this makes the decision to use the extractor / grinder a little bit more difficult since they take money rather than generating it. All right, this is pointless. We're deleting that. And when you lose, we show you the keep playing button, I think. Lose screen. Yeah, apparently we do. Unless I hit it in the scene itself. I did hide it. Yeah, I wrote that we should address that in the future. It's not as simple as just showing the button. We also need to change the UI in the game after that. All right, all in all, this process has been good. I think challenge mode is shaping up to be fun. I think having more difficulty levels will probably be interesting. And I think having more perks will make your runs feel a bit different from one another. There are, I guess this is an observation that I have, which for now is an idle observation, but there are some bottlenecks that you feel like you can't really address unless you get the right kinds of perks. There are some bottlenecks that you feel like you can't really address without getting better perk choices. Maybe re-rolling is good for that. I mean, we have the idea to add re-rolling. There's one other issue, which is that armor items stack up quite a lot. What keyboard am I using? I'm using a corn keyboard. Welcome, Pluck. Yeah, it's a 36 key keyboard. And a lot of what people ask is like, if it's 36 keys, how are you typing numbers? How are you typing symbols and stuff? And in general, it's like how a regular keyboard works with an exclamation point. Like you press shift 1. You don't have an exclamation point key on your keyboard. You have to enter a certain layer to get to it. And that's what shift is. So like I have a number layer, like a number shift key and a symbol shift key and stuff. So I can type numbers over here. I can type symbols over here. I can use the arrow keys and everything. I can close this tab. I can go over to different windows or type whatever it is I want. Poorly. I haven't taken a break all stream. All right, we did fill out the journal. Feeling more and more fun. Yeah, still some issues here and there. This will go here. This will go here. And the afternoon is going to be continue working on challenge mode. So we have another 3 days after today this week, and I wanted to get this done this week. Out to playtesters, not done. Just like the phase 1 plan that we have. And we are getting to the bottom of this list. In fact, all of this stuff I can now move into the archive. There. So we've done 16 pages of to-do items. And we only have 11 left. But for phase 1, it's shorter than that. It's maybe like 4 pages. I don't know. All right, let me go find someone to raid. Oh, it has been a good stream, though. I hope you've all enjoyed. I feel like I've been productive. Oh, hey, Chris is streaming. Let's raid Chris. I never get to raid Chris. Oh, wait. Is he... No, he's just about to raid out. Okay. I'm glad I looked at his stream before raiding. It's always a shame when you raid someone and then like literally 5 seconds later there's just another stream anyway. All right, let's go find someone else to raid. Let's raid Warner. Yeah, let's raid Warner. Warner's back to streaming after a very long time of not streaming. And he's been working on his game for years. And he's in here every once in a while too. I will be back online tomorrow. I'm not coming back this afternoon. That's just the schedule that I work with here. There's some links if you want to check them out. Thank you all for watching. Thanks for being here. And yeah, I'll keep making progress tomorrow. Hope to see you then. Let's say hi to Warner.